Okay, last session. Last session. You went to Mechanus and you went through the arduous chore of finding out the history of the city, that the drones that had been built to protect the city, in fact, kind of went a bit bonkers and decided that the best way to save the city is to feed the arcane forge with necrotic energy from the souls of the denizens of the city itself, and thus those that might have survived died and the city fell anyway, and in doing so the arcane forge itself died but was kept artificially alive through all of this necrotic energy that was being used by this machine. And you were able to defeat the machine by, well, being teleported to the astral plane, where you fought and defeated the spirits, not before those spirits occupied your mind and you lived through the experiences of those citizens that were sacrificed for the failed attempt to save the city. In doing so, destroying the machine, all of the drones that were still operating have failed. You've cleansed the city. You went back to the temple, and you are currently leaving a message to the foragers that might come here to say the city is now yours. Forage away. You know there's quite a lot to be foraged from that city, and you can just but hope that somebody soon reads that. The next day, you've all taken a long rest, so everybody needs to make sure they've long rested. Oh, no, not a short rest, a long rest. Everyone take a long rest, and then Dave, at the beginning of the day, once again, gives you a bolstering performance. Guys, it's another day. Now we're going to head out into new territory. This is going to be the first time that we will be travelling beyond the scope of the foragers' paths. I know that we're all nervous, but I'm sure we're all just as equally excited. We've made huge progress so far. We've unlocked areas of the surrounding places for Haven that will bring benefits for months to come, maybe even years. So whatever we do now, we know that we've done some good for the city. Hell yeah! Everyone gets 9 temporary hit points, which is all you were waiting for. So yeah, so 9, and then I believe that he also does aid. Yep. Oh shit, it could have been. Hold on. I'll quickly check. Hold on. Bloody flies! Piss off! Nope. Yep. It is. It is. Right. So you all get 9 temporary hit points from the speech, and Dave also gives you, this is just default now, every day he's going to cast aid, and aid obviously then gives everyone another 5 temporary hit points, so that's 14 temporary hit points for everybody, and assume that that's the same every day for now. 14 temporary hit points. Okay. As 80. I'm 39. That helps. Martial classes. Then again, you're a martial class as a monk. I mean, I've got a D8 hit point, but my rolls have been obviously garbage. Now, super squishy. Okay. The next day, you start to leave and head north. The winds pick up incredibly within a few hours of traveling north. You're heading towards the gap in the mountains. So if you look to the north, you estimated, and your map actually kind of indicates that you're probably about a day or two from the mountains itself, and so you set off. But the wind gets worse. What seems to be happening, and as you notice as you get closer, is these mountain ranges are kind of rising in front of you, and where this valley is, which opens itself out into this, the unexplored lands, the wind is getting more and more powerful. Imagine now the wind speeds are averaging around about 40 miles an hour. It's getting harder to walk. It's getting harder to talk. The wind gets up to 50 miles an hour. It starts to get hard to walk. You're still okay, but if you'd have had any pack animals with you or anything like that, you'd start to really be struggling. And then it gets to 60 miles an hour. And the mountains don't seem to be getting that much closer. And so what you discover is that you can't travel far during that day. You get to about 2 in the afternoon, and the winds are so strong, every step becomes more and more difficult. Everyone make a stamina check. Athletics, sorry. Athletics check. Has everyone got the feed up, by the way? Right, okay. Palladir, Muti. You start to really struggle. In fact, it gets to a point, and you don't think you can keep moving. Oh, no, that's the wrong check. Oh, it doesn't matter. I get 18 with a save and a check, so whatever. Dave keeps ploughing on, but you find that Muti and Grimgar even, and Palladir are just finding it incredibly difficult to move. Dave turns. I think we're going to have to yes, yeah, you can make a survival check. This is free technical sound effects. Okay, this, you're not going to be able to keep moving. Dave nods. Yep, I think it's you all gather around and it's like, and you find yourself in Learmon's tiny hut again. Well, I can do this 3 times a day. I need to keep one for night time, but what do we do? What do you reckon? Just stay here? Okay, it gets really quiet. You've only been walking for maybe 5 hours. Yes, it's unsafe to walk. Well, no, you can walk at night. You can walk at night. Normally where you have been, it's more dangerous at night. And in fact, sometimes the foragers travel at night and camp at day to avoid the high sun. So, Okay. A few hours goes by. The wind becomes just unbelievable. You have never seen winds like this. This is a hurricane. You're starting to see boulders move. The bits of fossilized trees just get ripped out of the ground. And the sand swirls along, creating huge dunes. Literally, the landscape in front of you shifts and hurls and heaves as you sit in your magical dome, completely safe. This spell is a life changer. I love it. Eventually, the wind starts to die down. Make perception checks. Okay. You fail. Big failure. Wow. Okay, let's have a look. Scores on the doors. Okay, Demetrius and Austrian. You both notice that where the sand has shifted, there seems to be a cobblestone path that's been unearthed. It's patchy in places, but you notice that if you follow the line, you can actually see that there is a path, a man or a humanoid-made path, quite a large road that has been uncovered at this point. You've been travelling on sand and dirt, packed dirt and sand for hours now. In fact, for days, really. There's been very little in the way of paths at all. But this is a definite path. That's what you notice. It's got a yellow tinge to it, but so does the entire landscape. Mostly from the sand. Yep. Okay. The wind starts to die down. It's still blustery, but you notice like some of the crazy scenery stops shifting. The wind is still harsh, but and in fact there's banked sand up against the sides of the dome of the tiny hut. I think we're safe to go. He clicks his fingers because that's a thing now. And the dome pops like a bubble. And as it does, like bits of sand suddenly just fall and kind of like swirl around you. Wind suddenly bustles you. Your clothes start to flap in the wind again. But it's not as bad as it was earlier. And you carry on. Another 4 or so. Yeah. You're going to go proper... oh, I've forgotten their bloody name. No. The Fremen. Thank you. I was going Muad'Dib. You're going full Fremen. Yeah. Without having to do all the weird side steps and uneven walks. Yeah. And after about 4 or 5 hours, the wind starts picking up again. This time, you can see the clouds are rolling in. You rarely see clouds, and certainly not dark ones. They start swirling. And, yes. As the wind does, you start to see dust getting picked up. And a strange cone ahead of you starts to appear, eddying up, and another forms in the clouds above you. And they kind of start to meet. And this huge worm-like tunnel, you don't even have a word for it. It's a tornado. A tornado has appeared. In the distance you can see another one touching down. Again, Dave's like, hut up again, guys, hut up. It kind of like, pew! You get back in the dome. Hopefully. I mean, you can do. You can. You want to take another long rest? Let's just try and keep going a bit more, he says, before we rest. I've got one more in me. Let's just try and let's just see. So the tornadoes, you don't have a word for them. Whatever they are, these strange funnels of sand and dirt that rose. Wormwind, yes, the wormwind swirls giant worms in the landscape, and this time you hear a strange and distant noise. But the noise fades, and once it's gone, you're not even sure you heard it. It was a strange, incredibly low sound, almost like a moan, but deep and resonant and distant, as if the whole valley suddenly just filled with that low noise for a second, and then it was gone. So the wind starts to fade again. The clouds start to part. The sky is moving so fast here. You know, the winds up higher in the sky must be incredibly fast because the clouds are moving. It's almost like you're watching things in fast forward, like in haste, because like the clouds are like swirling and parting. Yeah, you could almost convince yourself of that. And then it dies down again. The clouds part, though still moving fast. We ready for one final sprint? Okay. You do this again. And in fact, you do this over and over again for the next 3 days. For 3 days, you travel for a few hours, you have to stop for a few hours. You travel for a few hours, you have to stop for a few hours. And on your last one, on his last tiny hut, because he has 3 now, you stop and you rest. And you do this for 3 days. I thought I'd walk you through it the first time, but I'm not going to make you walk through it for 3 days. At the 3rd day, at the end of the day, the wind is the worst it's ever been. You hut up one final time, and you prepare yourself for a long rest. Everybody take a long rest if you haven't already. Yeah, that's it. In fact, there's no point, because Dave's still going to cast Aid. He's still going to do that. I just got to clear my spells. Right, okay. So the morning comes, and again the ground has shifted. But this time you can see these mountain ranges are now rising to the left and right of you. The valley is ahead of you. In the far distance, the volcano that you could see is larger, but it still seems distant. You cannot fathom how large this volcano must be for you to be able to see it back in Haven and still see it now. And it's grown for sure, but you must have been travelling at least a week and a half by now in this direction, and it's only slightly bigger. What a beast. And you can still see off to the left, off to the right, sorry, beyond that, the obsidian tower. Again, rising impossibly high, like a broken shard into the sky. Everyone make perception rolls one more time. Well, not one more time. I'm sure there'll be plenty of times for perception rolls. Muty is just like, this is a new place to me. No. Okay. Grimgar, Paladir, and that's it. Grimgar and Paladir. You see the path again. You hadn't seen it before, but you can now. I mean, all of you over the last few days have become aware of this path that you're following. This slightly yellowish, block-paved road. Paving slabbed road. Not a yellow brick road. But, not technically, because that would be a trademark. But, yellow-tinged road. However, Grimgar and Paladir, you notice that a path, there is two paths now. One continues on in the direction of your travel, and one veers off to the left, and you can just make out elements of it veering off up the mountainside to the left. Were you ready for another long day, guys? As he finishes his inspiring speech, gathers you round for aid, bolstering your hit points. Don't make me do that. I'm being controlled by the DM. That's not fair. I thought it was always go right. Beauty says, staring at the ground. This is sand. Are we splitting up the group? No. Okay. Dave's like, no, we've got to make a decision. Let's make this logically. Do we want to continue on this path, or do we want to go up to... What was this? You said there's a mountain path. Paladir and Grimgar, you kind of point it out. It's not really in the direction that we're heading, but then again, we're not really heading in any direction apart from north. True. But the winds are pretty horrific in this valley as well. But the wind is actually, everyone make survival checks. Yes, the wind is funneling. You're literally walking into the wind. This path that we're on at the moment is literally straight at the wind. Okay. Muti and Grimgar, you suspect from your knowledge of nature and surviving in this wasteland, the wind is probably actually going to be calmer this side of the mountain. Yeah, Muti. Oh, what did I say? Yeah, Grimgar and Muti. Muti. You both feel like the mountain path would probably be a wise choice. You might get more progress. Yeah, but you're right. The wind is being funneled. Beyond the mountains is a huge open plain. And what's happening is this plain is a roiling mess of wind. And that wind is funneling through this valley, and you're walking into it. But north is where you're supposed to head. So if you were to follow the letter of the law of your path, then you should keep going straight. However, you don't really have any guidance at this point, because it's just trying to find somewhere to start a new... At the moment, it looks worse than where you live in Haven, so, you know, not good so far. I would say it's a bit too close. I mean, you can still see Haven from where you are. I mean, if you turn around... Well, actually, no, you can't. Not quite, because of the haze and the weather. But you suspect if you start making your way up the mountainside, you'll probably be able to see home again. Big mushroom cloud. Show of hands. Mountain pass. Okay. Yeah, you can't leave Gigi behind. This is where Grimgar just starts throwing the seeds into the wind. I'm sure it'll be fine. There's no water here, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay. You make it up. You make your way up the mountain pass. As you do, you notice the wind starts to die down a bit. It's almost like you're in this kind of jet stream. Though that word doesn't exist, in this airstream from the funnel, and as you come round it kind of starts to peter off quite quickly. The path leads up high. You travel for most of the day, in fact, so this is the first time you've not had to stop over and over again. In fact, you stop naturally to have lunch, and you don't need to put the hut up. You can actually just sit in the nape of some rocks. It is, actually. You eat some lunch of just some create water and the usual fare. Grimgar produces some small food, some greens from the ground, quick growers. And you travel on again, and by about 3-4 p.m. so you've travelled, you stopped for lunch, you've carried on, you look back, and indeed in the distance, like something from legend, you can see the domed city of Haven. It looks like a toy from where you stand now, a distant pinprick, but it's there and you can see it. And you can actually see the glint of the arcane forge. It's just so far away. The city is so massive that even from here you can just about catch the final glimpses of it. Your heart aches, Palladir, for the arcane forge, and there's a moment where you almost feel like your patron is with you, but it's fleeting. Probably you imagined it. Yep. Take a look, guys. This is why we're doing this. This is why we're here. In that tiny place, that far away, is everybody we've ever known. Everyone we've ever loved, and everyone that's ever cared for us is in that tiny pinprick of a place. And they're relying on us. So I've already done my speech for today. But that's another one. That's a freebie. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Everyone's inspired. You travel on again, and the path fails you. So what looks like a rock slide has come down at some point in some moment in history and broken up the path. Do we carry on? Okay. Or under it? Through it. We're going on a mountain hunt. We've got to catch a big one. I'm not scared. Okay. Everyone's going to have to make an athletics check to climb. One way up. One way out. No. If you try to do acrobatics on jagged rocks while you're climbing... No. So if you're struggling, you might need to get someone to help you. Dave says, Austrian, are you okay? Do you need help? Well, it's only a 10 plus. I mean, it's a climb that any of us could make. Yeah, you work together. Dave kind of holds Austrian's arm and helps her over the rocks. He is sure-footed, confident in his approach. You guys kind of make it up. After about 30 minutes, you start to see steps in the mountainside. Actual steps carved into the mountain. Wow, steps. This is great. Yeah. Okay. We're just. Yeah. Feelings go and you can't go on. Tragedy. The steps go up and they whirl around. These steps look ancient. They're smoothed in places. In fact, the centers of these steps have like a cave in them where you would imagine millions of feet have trodden these steps over hundreds of years. These are ancient steps. You feel blessed to find them. And eventually, the steps end in the entrance to a cave. The cave goes deep, deep into the mountain. And there are strange noises in the mountainside. Echo! Wow. What? Echo! It's doing something to our voices. Who wants to go first? Demetrius, do you want to go first? Demetrius, you walk in first to the cave. You don't travel far before it starts to descend rapidly. There's a strange noise. It sounds... And as you're walking, you suddenly feel something you have not felt for a long time. A trickle of water drips onto your face. And then another. And you touch the side of the rock. The rock is moist. There's water dripping. You have never experienced such a thing. Yeah, you try to the water tastes beautiful. It's clean. It's filtered, mountain filtered. Yeah. Yeah. You do. You all make your way down the tunnel and catch up with Demetrius. Yeah, but that's magic water. This is... Yeah. This is... Yeah. It's strange because you've been producing water to be able to sort of drink and clean your hands, but it's not a lot of it. It's just, yeah, a different kind of water. You travel down it even further, and eventually, sadly, it reaches a dead end where the roof has caved in. But then, Demetrius, are you still first? Do you have dark vision? Okay, you look up, and as you turn, you see a man-made, well, I say man-made, a artificial tunnel leading up and back on yourself, and dangling from it just above the roof. So if you didn't know it was there, you turn around and go back out completely unawares. There's a rope with knots evenly spaced. Okay, you climb up. Make a d20 roll. Okay, you pull on the rope, and the rope snaps immediately, and then just this rope just sort of falls down onto you. It lands at your feet. Has anyone got any rope? It's way too narrow for that. It's like this wide. Okay, so you got a rope on you which turns into you as part of being a spider. Okay, you spider climb up. It goes up for about 60 feet, which is handy, because that's how long a rope is. And you come out in another tunnel space. It's pitch black. Your segmented eyes of the spider can see around it, and you can see a large opening going slightly back on yourself, but obviously at a much higher level. Do you carry on, or do you turn back and drop the rope? So, I'm the seed carrier. I'm the seed carrier. That's just weird. Okay, you drop the rope. You guys start climbing up with this decent rope. You can take your time and you can make it up, no problem at all. And then you find yourself in this cave. At the top, there's a large exit. Who goes through it? It's about 10 feet across, so about 2 of you. Austrian, do you want to go first? Okay, Austrian. You turn invisible. Make a stealth check. No, your familiar has still gone. Hasn't come back from the city yet. No. Oh, you disappear. Austrian. You walk out of the cave, turn a corner, and enter a different world. Before you opens a lush green cave. In the ceiling is opened above you, and the sky shines down light. Here, protected from the wind, there is a pool, a lake of pure, crystal clear water. You can see in it fish. Well, you're not sure what they are. Little living things moving through the water. Trees grow in all directions. Before you even know it, tears come to your eyes. A vision of a past life that you have never experienced. There are farm areas in Haven, protected. Definitely kept away from you, due to your chaotic nature. But never just trees, grass, flowers. You're stunned. You don't hear anything else for a moment, guys. What do you do? No, you came out of spider form to get a rope, to hand the rope down. Otherwise, you're still, all your rope would just be part of your spidery-ness. Dave goes round the corner. Oh, my. He stops. Guys! Guys, you got to see this. Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't see her. She's invisible, but who cares? Oh my god! By the gods! Demetrius, you turn the corner, and as I said, it's something out of history, something out of a dream. This lush, verdant. Yeah, if the whole of Haven could just live here, in this little 30-foot square space. Everyone comes out. Yay, we're free. Oh, okay. We'll timeshare it. I mean, you could put one seat here, but Dave's like, no, my children would have to come here. Thank you. Though actually, as we've now made a truce with the with the denizens of the desert, and we've nullified Mechanus, I could probably just travel back to Haven and get them. But actually, in truth, if I were left, I would never come back, because I don't think the council would let us leave again. Remember? We were rushed out. Anyway, you all make your way round, and as I described, grass, flowers, trees, bushes. Not only is there strange wiggly things in the water, I'm not sure what they are. Ever make history checks? Or nature checks for that? Yeah. Grimgar, you look at this. Do you know the first thing that comes to mind as a herbalist, as a druid? This is tended plants. You look at the flowers, they're in rows. You look at the ground around the hedges, they're cleared of dead leaves. This is a grove. In fact, this looks like a druid's grove. But those things don't exist anymore. You've heard about them through history. Palladir, you recognise some of the names. That's a fish. They're different fishes. They're butterflies flying between the trees. There are bees buzzing. In fact, as you look deeper, you can see there's a box with lots of bees in it. And the bees are going around, going into flowers, coming back out again. This is alien. It's a bit bigger than that, but my point was made that you couldn't bring the whole of Haven here. But there is water. Everyone make perception checks. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of like, I don't understand any of this. This is... Yeah. But you do you do feel a sense of love for the trees. There are stunning trees here, and they're different trees as well. I don't know. I'm not re-describing it again. Yeah, stunning. But Palladir, Grimgar, you both notice a small creature off to the side, staring at you. It's partially obscured by trees and some shrubs, but it looks like a fox, maybe? That word comes to mind. A fox, indeed. The fox looks at you, Grimgar, and starts walking forward. For the rest of you, you see a strange creature, about knee-high, red, with angled face, very sharp features and pointed ears, a long proud tail sticking out of the back. It kind of moves gracefully forward. Ostrin, you're still invisible and hiding and just taking in the moment. As you stare, a butterfly kind of like flies into you. Goink. Kind of buzzes a little bit and then flaps a little bit and then flaps off. The fox approaches and then shifts into the oldest looking elf you've ever seen. The elf's hair is green, matted with moss. In fact, the skin is kind of mottled brown with leaves decorating it. It wears no clothing outside of like a small loincloth which barely contains any modesty. The skin is grubby. The back bent. You didn't even know elves got this old. Ah. Sorry. It has been many centuries since I spoke. It looks at you, looks at the tattoos, looks at the marks, looks at the Druid. Puts a hand onto his own chest. Druid. He kind of starts walking up to each of you. Palladir walks up to you, just starts touching your face. Ah, celestial. Looks around the back. Wings? No wings. Name? What's my name? Goes up to you, Muty. Nods. Touches you. Big. So big. Looks at you, Demetrius. Switches to Draconic. People of the Dragon. It has been even longer since seeing one of your kind. You honor me. My voice. Strange. You don't use voice. It goes. The strange elf starts to cry. I thought everyone gone. After the fall, everyone gone. You not gone. Where from? Yes. I don't know. Forever feels, but not forever, obviously. 600, 700 years alone. Words returning. Unused words. My friends don't speak. I managed fish and insects and plants, but I could not save animals. I tried. But the devastation was so terrible. I thought all gone. I don't know. Outworld. I was druid here for a long time before full. I am an old druid, and so your kind speaks truth, cold and hard. I respect that. Yes, never involved in outside world, but druids and rangers would come for wisdom to me. I used to know things. It's too long. I mostly stay animal. Watch the sky. Go light, dark, light, dark. Watch the bees hum, pollinate, die. New pot bees. Butterflies live so long, so short. I make more, but they go so quick. Right. The trees. He points to these huge trees that kind of like grow up the sides. You'd imagine that they could possibly even almost reach to the tips of the mountain itself, But when the trees reach the top, you start to see dead leaves, where the outside harsh weather stops them from growing any further. Planted these as saplings. Didn't push them. Let them grow at own speed. I have not much. Water, food, anything I can do. This is lovely. Portal seeds. May I? Can I have one? I take one and grow it here? Will I be able to see people? That's a really good point. Grimgar, this is a druid. The powers they wield, the wild shaping and intentions seem pure. But obviously this creature is ancient, so it's hard to tell. Mind has flown. My mind has flown. Sorry. I know what from watching a Doctor Who episode. That's it. I can still. He tries to speak. He holds his hand out, and you recognise immediately, Grimgar. He uses druid craft, and sprouts grow into a small table, and then he grows a cup. He pulls the cup out, dips it in the water. I can do this, but oh crap! Yes, I just realised the time. I was enjoying myself so much. Right, I'm going to stop recording. Back in a minute. I caught past something. I don't know. I'm late now. Woo. My brain, it flies. The old man stares at you. Yes. My mind. Ah! Come. 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 He starts sort of jumping up and down on the spot. Come. Come. Ah! Come. 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 You, come. Giant, come. Austrian, are you still invisible? Okay, are you doing anything while these guys are all talking? Just waiting for him to pull his face off and turn into an undead monster. No, I mean, he literally has the tiniest loincloth on. Imagine it's a clock face, and if you stand at midnight, you die. I guess. Yeah. Okay. He starts running towards a wall. Come, come, come! And then he disappears through the wall. What? You what? Sorry, Demetrius. Okay, your hand goes through. 'Tis an illusion. An illusionary wall. Oh well, that lasted a while. Hold on. Hello, young man. Go to bed. Okay, coming. Sorry, chapesses. I've just got to go and do something for a few seconds. And then I shall describe what happens next beyond the illusionary wall. It's very hot. How hot was it in Barcelona today? It's 28 degrees. 28 here. Yeah. That's right, bitches. Yeah, what temperature is it now? Because I'm bloody boiling. Right now I'm boiling. Anyway. Feels hotter than that in here, but there's no ventilation. Okay, you walk beyond the illusionary wall, and you can see what looks like an inner house. So, yes, over to your left, you can see there's like a table with some books on it. That's one of them's obviously opened, that in the middle of being read, I guess. And there's an open fireplace that's kind of like flaming away. You don't see that so often because obviously wood is very rare. It's surprising how strange life in Haven actually is. You don't really need heat because the whole of the city is kept at a certain temperature. So most of the time, when you've got the big furnace that's going, the arcane forge, it's a strange place you come from. To you, a fire is a strange thing. Hard to burn anything, really. and you can see that the fireplace has been kind of shaped out of stone artificially. And in the corner of the room there is a pallet, like a bed, basically. But what really catches your eye is there's a bureau style device with a kind of leather bound chair, and there's a window, and in that window you can see a beautiful landscape that go as far as the eye can see. Lush fields, valleys, herds of creatures walking across. It takes your breath for a moment, but your eyes are then pulled directly to the left of the bureau, where there is large stacks of scrolls, just from floor to ceiling. Scrolls. This is my where I live. He goes over to the bureau and he opens it. My name, and he looks down and it's got it written. He's got something written down. Is Dimondredai Elaquiandor. Yes. It's long name given to me 700 odd years ago. Don't remember much. Dimondredai Elaquiandor. Silly name. Silly LV name. You can call me Dim. Dim. Because my brain gone. Ooh. Ooh. Like an owl. Ooh. But my knowledge, I wrote books, scrolls, maybe help. So, how can Dimodredai Elaquiando help? I was here, always here, been here a long time. World went fire in the sky. Plants went. I went but here, this room protected. Safe. Safe here. Came out. Still water. Deep water, deep in ground. I pull water. Magic. Oh, long time before the fall. Before what went. But helpful, because still here, and I regrew because druid, plants, magic. But then time went tick tock, and the sky went light dark, and my brain went cuckoo, and now brain like woo, see, woo. Yeah. Well, stay as long as you want. Stay a day, stay a week, stay a year. Don't mind. Plenty here. Food, plenty. Drink, plenty. Ah! Yeah. Ha ha! He kind of hops over to what looks like just a wall. And then he touches it and it opens and it's a cupboard. And you're like, you could have sworn it was just like a wooden wall in a cupboard. And inside the cupboard, he's got a bottle of golden liquid. Ah. Bees. Honey. Woo. Mead. Mead? He kind of gets some cups out. Ah, not enough cups. Ah! He holds his hand out. Another little table appears. He forges some cups out of wood. Ah! Cups! Now enough cups. He hands them out to you. Hands you 4 cups. 5 cups. 1 for Dave. Dave is up. Smells amazing. Thank you. Dimondredai Eloquendor. Close enough. Imaginary friend? Need help? Imaginary friend, imaginary friend. Imaginary friend. Grabs the scroll. Here. Hands it to you. Restore. Feel good. Everything good. Oh, lots. Well, lots. Wrote. Years. Just wrote. Years. Just wrote. Spell, 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 spell. Nothing else to do. Wrote. Made wood. Made paper, parchment. Wrote. Made ink. Went into spider form. Made spell. Creatures. I can change into any creature. Lots. All the time. Over and over again. Well, druid. Yeah, so most of it's absolutely illegible. It looks like his scrolls started off like properly like scrolls, and then over time he started to forget how to write, and then some of the scrolls are just like squiggles, just nonsense. Some of them actually are spell scrolls. Some of them work and can be used. So yeah, basically. Yes, there might be some randomness to it. You're correct. Hopefully not. Yeah, so you grab a scroll, I'll tell you what spell it is. Or what spell you think it is. He gave you Greater Restoration. You need me use? You need me use? On you, Demetrius? Oh, you? Oh. Ah, yeah. Grabs the scroll. Kind of puts his hand on you. Yeah, he starts to read it. And you can see it's like you look at something that you've forgotten about and then it starts to come back to you. He has to say it a few times, and then eventually he kind of goes, "Ah!" and he casts a spell, and you gain the benefits of Greater Restoration. It's okay. There was two options open to you when I planned it. One was this, but you might not have come this way, and the other was that you just go back to the tomb at the burial ground, where that gave you greater restoration as well. But you never did that either. Yeah. Okay, right. If you want to stay, he kind of like holds his hands up and loads of beds appear. He just starts making them out of the ground. I mean, everything is wood here. So he basically he kind of almost shapes the environment to his desire. Austrian still standing outside. Oh, did you follow in, Austrian? Okay. Oh, yes, yes. Mead for your imaginary friend. Well, you can, but you break the invisibility. Yes. No, she's not with me at the moment. I'm role playing. What's up? Well, she loves you. No night. She loves you. No night. What's that? Sorry, you can interact in a non-combat way, can you? Ah, then you can pick something up. So, do you hand the cup to Austrian? Okay. He like, ah, ah, your imaginary friend. Yeah. Have you got someone else here? Uh oh. Yeah, what's going on? Pizza pasta. You alright, Zane? Woof Woof was in the kitchen with your medicine. Go and get it and come straight back. Ah! 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 Wait, were you always here? Oh. Sneaky, sneaky. Very sneaky. I like that. Okay. You can grab a scroll. I'll let you have 5 each. But not all of them work. Magic mystery grab. Doo -doo -doo. Well, they're all druid ones. They're all druid spells. But, yeah. They're scrolls. So. Yeah. Okay. You want Okay. Right. So, let's do it. Demetrius, we'll start with you. You need to roll a d20 5 times, but we'll do it each time. So so here we go. Just one at a time, and I'll tell you what you got. Why not? Nine. You grab a scroll of jump. And again. It's a first level druid spell. Oh. Yeah. You grab a scroll of Urgleflurb. It's junk. It's the Urgleflurb spell. Cast it at your peril. Oh, Zane. Hold on. Roll it again. Yes, Zane. Can you feel the fan on you? Or just leave the blanket off of you for now. Maybe grab a light blanket. Have you got the light, one of the light ones at the end of your bed, and just use that instead of your duvet. Your duvet's too hot. Switch to that. Yeah, that one will do. Sorry, he's getting too hot. I was just trying to give him some advice. Right. 15. You get a scroll of Revify. Just do your best. Right. And last one. So it's going to take a while, isn't it? Sorry. Oh, is this the fourth one? Sorry. Okay. Oh. You get another scroll of Greater Restoration. You're taking all my best spells. And now last one. Okay. Okay. You have got a scroll of random. It's a first level scroll, but you don't know what it is until you cast it. It's a first level druid spell, but you can't make out what it is. Okay, I thought it'd be more exciting, but if you can see them. Yep, okay. Okay, next, Palladir. I'm just going along my screen. Yeah, as long as I can actually see them and doesn't just show me the total. Right, just call them out. Well, this is why I worry, because it tends to just aggregate it into like a. Oh, you got. Okay, you've got a scroll of Ice Knife. 13. You've got a scroll of Locate Animals and Plants. You writing these down? Because I'll never remember them. I'm looking at a table. 2 tables. Okay, 10. I can see the next one's 10. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, you get a scroll of Fairy Fire. Next number? Oh, 12. Okay, you get a scroll of Beast Sense. You get a scroll of Urgleflurb. It's gibberish. Okay. You can try. It will do something. Right, Harry. Grimgar grabs 5 scrolls. His brain has gone. He's got Alzheimer's. He doesn't remember much. Sadly. He's basically just sat here getting more and more feral. Watching the years go by until you turned up. It's probably a lot he can teach you. I mean, he has forgotten a lot more than you've ever known. He was, yes, quite high level. But sadly life has taken that from him. Maybe. Right, call him out, Harry. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, it's not that good. He's not that high level. You get a scroll of Conjure Fey. You cannot. It's a 6th level spell. Yeah. If you've got this spell on your spell lists, by the way, you can cast it. If you don't, it's illegible. So, at the moment, Grimgar could cast all of these. But if any of you are spellcasters and you have those spells in your spell list as well, you can cast them too. If that makes sense. Alright, okay. Next one, after your nat 20. 12. Okay, so 12... You get a scroll of Moonbeam. Yes, I know you can probably cast that already. That's not the point. Doesn't use a spell slot to cast, so something. Next was a 4. You get a spell of Urgleflurb. So you've got Conjure Fey, Moonbeam, Urgleflurb so far. What's the next one? I can't quite read it. You've got 2 scrolls of Urgleflurb. And you've got a mystery scroll that casts a random 1st level spell. For those times when you just don't know what to do. I'm just going to cast a random spell. Hold on. No idea. Where was that? Oh, God. Yeah, in the Fae. Right. So, Harry, so you know what you've got. Muty, 5 rolls. Right. So, you get a scroll of... wind wall. The third level spell. 10. Detect magic. Yep. Spell of random. Random for. Nope. Nope. 10. That's fog cloud. Fog cloud. Ooh, 18. You get reincarnate. Okay, Austrian. Roll 5d20s. Okay, so you've got a spell of Urgle Flurb. You got a Thunderwave scroll. You've got a giant insect. Oh, I can hover as well. You got another spell of Urgle Flurb. And then you got 10. Longstrider. Yep, okay, Dave's going to do it now. Yep, so, oh wow, we got 19, 9, 6, 19, 15. Okay, Christ, that's actually pretty good. Dave's literally on a roll. Okay, so 19. He gets mass cure wounds. Oh, thanks. He got 9, which is going to be healing word. That'll be nice. I'm choosing ones that might hit his spell list just to make my life easier. He got 6, which is random. He got another 19, which is 5th level table again. Wall of Stone. No idea what spell list that's on. And then a 15, which is 3rd level. Melt into stone. Meld into stone. Okay, we'll have to redistribute these a little bit, I think, to people who can actually cast them, but... Facebook Marketplace. Okay. Oh, what do you do? What you do? You cast Greater Restoration on him. A light of understanding glimmers back into his eye. Ah, I am back. Well, yes. Hello. Demondridae Eloquionda. Oh, have we? Oh. Oh, that doesn't... only works for a very short period of time, unfortunately. I have a condition. It's like a mind rot. I've cast so many spells on myself to try and save it, but after it gets to a certain point, I forget. But thank you. I can pass on some knowledge. Yes. Well, knowledge such as that takes time. Maybe you could stay with me for a few years, and we could ponder nature together. What is... He kind of... Oh! He holds his hand over it, identifies it. This is incredible. A portal seed. So this effectively... Well, it's basically using the transport via plant spell, but it's been somehow imbued into a plant that produces seeds, and thus replicating the spell. Very good. And the seeds are linked. This is like tree stride. This is clever magic. Who did this? You did this. Very good. I will plant one here, and then maybe in a year or two it will be ready. And then yes. Well, I mean, you already know all the spells, I assume. No? All the spells? Ah, exactly. Well, yes. I've given you scrolls, though some of them seem... Ah, yes. Be wary of those ones. Some of them are a bit, let us say, unusual. I've imbued magic into them, but I'm not quite sure what they do. Where is this? I mean, it looks vaguely familiar, but these mountains. This I recognise. This is. Well, I never really paid much attention to the outside world. Yeah, this was once the kingdom of Eldath. Are you saying it's not there anymore? Well, I mean, there was beautiful cities around the. No. No, it's coming back to me now, isn't it? It's all gone. I don't know. I don't know. No, but I remember. was... He kind of sits down, takes a sip on his mead. Oh, mead. Who got me this? Oh, did they? Oh. Yeah, it is. I do make good mead. I have lots of bees, you see. Makes honey. Oh, I can make you some sweet... I got sweet bread. Honey on toast. Oh, the fall. It was a normal day. I remember I was expecting a new group to come from... They were from the Kingdom of Eldath, and they were coming for their initiation training. Yes. And then... Well... It all kind of just... The sky turned orange. I remember. And it filled with like streaks of light, thousands of them. And then I remember feeling, rather than seeing, impacts. And then, like a wind rose. I was here, shielded. But I remember the impact. It was like the sky had fallen. It is, yeah. You fire from but thousands of them, like a thousand falling stars, all at the same time. It was beautiful in a way, if it's not destructive. But then the worst of it happened. Mount El, she erupted. Oh, I had to hide then. It's like the earth moved, and the volcano, she erupted. Too much pressure, I guess, or maybe she was close to blowing. I don't know, but whatever happened in the sky, maybe the volcano came first. No, I don't. No, I think the volcano was second. I think the volcano came after the fall. Yeah, that's really all I know. I stayed here. I hid for weeks. The air was poisonous. Obviously, I could protect myself with my magic, but I'd hate to think what happened to anybody else. And then it was hot for months, years. So hot. It was like the world had become a growing house, you know? The skies were dark, as if ash covered them all the time. But slowly the sky cleared. But that was hundreds of years ago. It's hard to remember, even with this temporary lucidity that you have gifted me. Oh, well over 700 years. No. Well, I mean, the average age span for my race is about 750 years. But I've got a lot of life in me yet. The gifts of the druid help me to prolong my life. But my mind, it cannot protect my mind. No, I think I've a bit weathered, worn. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I can think of. The only other thing I noticed over time, because sometimes I would just lay on the grass, making little grass angels, staring up at the heavens. I noticed that Star's End had gone. Had it? No one knows. I think it was a moon. A really small moon. But others, different ideas. How can you tell? Can't fly to the sky, can you? So, yeah, I don't know. Some called it a moon. Some said it was another planet, like this one. But that's crazy. How would you see it so clearly in the sky? Protecting. Yes, there was some cults, some religious sects that believed that Star's End was like a god, a protector, a shield, but superstition. The only true faith is that of Mother Earth, of the soil. Preach. And the stars. Yeah. Well, it used to be in the sky, but now it's not. So you think Star's End fell? Prophecy? Ah, yes. You are a brother of the celestial circle. Well, you would know better than I. Maybe. Yeah, Star's End's always been there. Well, until it wasn't, I guess. But, I mean, it's been there long enough to have a name. That's pretty long. I wish I could help you more, but unfortunately, as a druid of this grove, I tended to look down more than up, if you understand me. My focus is the earth and the Earth Mother and this grove and my teachings, though what I used to teach I can little remember, even with more mind to my beck and call. Anyway, yes, there's books. So when he points to the bureau, there's like stacks of books in there. I've tried, but most of it is just the mutterings of a madman, if I'm being honest. The mind is not what it once was. It is a delicate thing that you should cherish while you have it. Understand? Okay, so out of character. You can spend as much time here as you want. Obviously, it doesn't achieve anything, but it does allow your characters to rest body and soul. Much nicer than anything. In fact, this is a nicer place to live than any of you have ever experienced. So the temptation to stay here is quite high, not for Dave, and maybe not for all of you either, but for some of you it might. He even offers to create sort of separate rooms for you all, and so if you want, you can just pick a number of days that you stay here. You don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it was weeks, sometimes it was months, sometimes it was days. You do, and sometimes I might sleep through a light and forget that it even happened. Yeah, even though I don't. I mean, don't normally sleep, but obviously I have not much else to do. So sometimes I do try to sleep. I kind of been teaching myself that meditation isn't always the only way. And as I get older, I actually find that maybe my meditation does turn to sleep. Just don't tell anyone else. It's Oh, I will be able to control the portal. Don't you worry. If I don't like what I see, I can just close it. Maybe we can commune together. Dave nods. I think this is a marathon, not a sprint. I think we've got to get across the barren wastelands. It sounds like there was once a kingdom called Eldath. We now know that that volcano is called Mount El. But if that erupted, we've probably got devastation for a long time yet to come. So I say we enjoy this moment. Maximum a week. Let's say that. So 8 days goes by. You relax. All of your ailments, your aches, your pains, your hurts, your mental health is restored. Everybody will get a heroic inspiration. Yeah, there's a thing for it on your character sheet. Basically, this has completely renewed your vision and your drive for the mission. It's brought you some clarity. It's helped you to see how important the mission is, but learn to embrace the moment. No. Okay. During that time, you explain to Dim your mission, how important it is, the lives that are at risk. Dave talks about his children and his wife. and you see the eyes of the druid just soften. I can see that your mission is pure. You wish to restore balance to the land. You wish to take this monstrosity that is Haven and open it up to the world. There is a couple more things that I can do to help. Okay. No. He goes over to another piece of wall that you've never really looked at before, and this time the door opens and it's a wardrobe, and inside there is various sets of clothing. I stopped wearing these a long time ago. It seems that well, I didn't really feel a need for clothing when there was no one to speak to. I guess this loincloth was just a last vestige of humility, of pride that I had left. So I don't really have any need for these anymore. So I would like to gift them to you all. I have clothes, but some of these clothes are more special than others. These are all, well, so the first cloak he pulls out, it's a green cloak, but the cloak has eyes all over it. This is the robe of eyes. This was gifted to me by a king long ago. It allows you to see far beyond the normal. Who wishes to have this cloak? It basically gives you advantage to perception rolls. You get dark vision, 120 feet. And well, it gives you advantage to perception, it gives you dark vision, and it allows you to see invisible creatures up to 120 feet. Okay, he pulls out another cloak. This cloak. You see, this cloak is kind of like a ruddy brown, but as he pulls it out, it kind of swishes and moves. Look at this. He goes to hit it, and where he hits it, it suddenly goes really hard, and then softens up again. This is a cloak of protection. It gives you +1 to your AC and a bonus to your saving throws. Gives you +1 to all saving throws as well. He takes out an amulet. This has to go to you, Grimgar. This will require a tuning. I can help you to attune to it. It is very rare. I made this myself a long time ago. I've forgotten how I made it, but I remember that I made it. It is an amulet of health. It raises your constitution to 19. Gives you advantage on all saving throws. And it also, obviously, helps you to maintain concentration. But the thing is, you can use this while in wild shape. So you can have a 19 constitution in any shape. I think it's an actual. I'm reading it off of a page. I don't know whether it's a thing on D&D Beyond. You can have a quick look. It's called Amulet of Health. There you go. It's a rare item, yeah. Ah, okay. Well, oh, it doesn't give you advantage to all your saving throws. It's saying that because of your increased constitution, it makes your saving throws better, including things like your hit points go up, your concentration is better. Basically, the stuff that Constitution gives you. So it basically gives you a 19 Constitution. Have you wielded it? Equipped? Do you have to attune? Oh, so what was your con before? Well, now it's 19, so that's better. I mean, that's... No, that does not work like that. And the last thing, Slippers of Spider Climbing. Basically, it gives you the ability to climb. And then you can walk on the walls, you can walk on the ceiling. Yeah, has anyone not got an item yet? Okay, Austrian. Right, no, slippers are spider climb. Now, you don't want to wear these all the time, because what you'll need to do is put them on if you need to use them. Yeah, because they will perish over time if you just walk normally with them on. Basically, they will slip over your boots. But you need to just, obviously, it just takes, you know, a bonus action or something to just throw them on. And then take them off again. Okay. He looks to you all. My blessings be upon you. The tree, by the way, has already grown into a sapling. It can't be pushed too fast because of the powerful magic of the portal seed. But by the time you... Oh, Harry's not here, is he? This is kind of relevant to his character. Okay. He takes you to another entrance. This path here will lead you to the other side of the mountain. There you will find some stairs that will lead down into the plains of Eldath. Or whatever there is now. I have not ventured out from this grove since the fall. Because firstly I was too scared. It was hell out there. I mean, I literally watched liquid metal pour down through the valleys. I will never forget. Well, I probably will forget, actually. I'll probably forget very soon. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe my mind failing me is just me defending myself from the memories that you've now gifted me again. You know, the screams were carried on the wind. The choking. There was like a cloud. And when it came, everyone died. But it was like a cloud of ash. I cannot imagine what it would have been like for those trapped. Anyway, soon hopefully my mind will wander and I will forget. I might even forget I even met you. I hope not. In fact, let's commemorate this. He gets out some parchment and he asks for all your names. He writes them in the book, and he writes a little story about who you were, what you're doing. Hopefully this will help me to remember you, and hopefully enough of my mind will be left by the time you return, or if you activate the portal tree, that we'll be able to speak again. Harry, the portal tree now is already a sapling, so basically every day you perform druidic rituals around it. Normally you can make plants grow really quickly, but the power of this portal tree is so immense that it resists magic. It doesn't allow you to push too hard, so you have to try and encourage it as much as you can around it and create the best environment for it that you can, rather than just pouring your magic into the roots and telling it to grow, because it will just ignore you. But it's already a sapling, several leaves growing. Yeah, you won't be able to plant it. It needs druidic magic to basically make it start to grow. I'm not a very good artist. says. Well, I'm a skilled carpenter. Wow, that would be kind. Okay, I assume that Palladir, with his photography skills, Dave, you all have a go at trying to create as best as you can renditions of your own faces. By the time you've finished, they're reasonable. They're recognisable. They're not going to win any awards, but you haven't really got much in the way of materials to do it with either. Yeah, just bold man. Yeah. After a while, Dave is the most difficult because Dave is just really average looking. He just looks like an average brown-haired, brown-eyed guy. You are like, I'm a dragon. I'm a Celestial Asimar. I'm a Tiefling. I'm a Goliath. I'm an Orc. And alright, I'm Dave. It's just an average Joe. But he does that. Anyway, after the 8th day, you embrace. He goes round, wishes you luck. As you step out of the cave entrance, you see before you a landscape alien to one you've seen so far. Pools of rock have solidified in places like frozen water. It's like the rock itself turned to liquid. It poured and then it turned back to rock again. Not always. There's plenty of open fields. One thing you do notice here is that if you really squint and look to the distance, you can see hints of green. Just hints of green, as if there's colour other than wasteland yellow-brown that you've lived with your entire life. But something that really takes your mind away from the moment is walking across an area between some of these where this lava rock has solidified. You can see, and you can't tell how large they are, but massive four-legged creatures rising, you don't know how tall, 40 feet in the air, 50 feet in the air, with long elongated necks that curve up into a long bulbous head with a kind of like strange crown on the head and a long tail that sweeps backwards and forwards. You try Sure. Okay, it's a This is a Brachiosaurus. Yes. This was strange to me. These weren't here before the fall. I do not really understand where these brachiosaurs have come from. I've heard of them. Lands far, far away from here, on another continent, had them. And I've studied them in my youth, when I lived far away from here, in the elven woods to the far east. But to have them here is strange. They couldn't have travelled this far. And these aren't the only ones. I've seen others at night. Some walk on 2 legs, some on 4. Be wary of them. Good luck. He turns and unceremoniously walks back into the tunnel. You make your way down here. Strangely, the wind here is strong, but not as strong as you were expecting. You don't quite know how it works, but there's definitely kind of a more a more expansive feel to the air here. Whereas before you felt like you were in some sort of airstream pushing at you continuously from one direction, north only. Here the wind is kind of blustery, but it comes from different directions. It's constantly changing. It's more disruptive than it is debilitating. And it takes you the rest of that day to get down to the bottom of the mountain. And you prepare camp after a day of hard travel. You've not gone far from the mountain. The mountain was so huge it took you a long time to get down, even with the shortcut that Dim showed you. And then that evening, you set up Liamon's tiny hut, once again, and rest up. And that's where we'll leave it for today. Yeah, this was like an emotional well-being break.